Welcome to another episode on our reading challenge. Remember that the primary reason why we actually started this in the first place is actually to work on ourselves, on our work life, and everything that surrounds us, especially as this year is running to an end. We are trying to prepare ourselves ahead of next year. We started with a book that teach us how to change our attitude, and we are trying to look into how important our attitude is. The first and the second episode discuss 4 steps on how to transform our attitude into actions. In today's episode, we are going to be taking 2 more steps. The next step in the book is find your purpose and passion. Remember, they always say that when the purpose of something is not known, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know the reason why you are existing in the first place, any form of character is welcome. But once you can define the kind of person that you are, you will be able to know the kind of attitude that you want to have. And you must know the passion. What are the things that you are passionate about? Your passion is what drives you. You cannot tell me that you are an advocate for human rights and you are abusing your wife at home. That passion will help in controlling your attitude. Many times we get stuck because we don't know where we want to go in first place. Think about the happiest people you know, the people with the most positive, energized attitude in your school, on the team, in your office, in your family, and in the community. They may be from different walks of life, in different stages of their career, but it's highly likely that they have 2 things in common. These positively charged people are working on a goal, that is the purpose. They have a specific goal, their purpose. Why doing what they love to do? And my boss is just a typical example of that. My boss is a real estate consultant. When you see this man, you will know that this is a man that actually knows what he's doing. You will know that this is a man that is driven by a purpose. And all of these things affect his attitude. What I want to draw out is that because this man has a specific purpose, all these things affect the way he look into the spending of money, the way he look into handling of projects, the way he look into how you do your work and your job. So when you don't have a purpose, you can behave anyhow. But by the time you have a purpose, your purpose will drive your attitude. There are some kind of job that if you are doing them, they will teach you how to have patience, teach you how to have endurance, teach you how to relate with people. That is the power that sustains that vision. And the only thing that can make you actually function at that place is that you must have the attitude that fits into the purpose of that organization. And that is why in workplace, they will lay off some people, they will employ some people. What are they looking for? They are looking for attitude that fits into the goal, the vision, the purpose, the objectives of that organization. They are not just looking for someone with skills. As a matter of fact, skills come last. The first thing they are looking for is the attitude. No matter how skillful you are, and that is why you will see 2 engineers, the same skills, the 2 of them will be employed, and before you know it, one will be laid off, while the second one will be promoted. The only difference is the attitude. You have to know what you want before you go after it. Let me use my business as an example. The motivation for me starting my business in the first place is that I want to be independent. There is one quote that I've saved in my head, that when you failed to work for your dream, you are going to be working for other people's dream. So that quote alone gives me the motivation that I want to work for myself. I want to build something for myself. Because I was able to define who I want to be, I was able to define what I want to do. Although when I started, it wasn't easy. I don't even know anything about food logistics. I started when I was in 200 level, but I started it anyhow. And this is my 6th year in that business. Because I know who I want to be, I was able to define what I want to do. You must take time and write it out. what do I want to do? I'm sorry to say this, but the most deceived people in this world are actually people that are building their CV without any specific kind of job in mind. I'm not saying that building CV is not okay. Building CV is fine. It shows how well you've expanded your mind. But you must build your CV toward some specific jobs. You must be able to write out jobs that you can do and jobs that you cannot do. It's one of the things that I did that actually helped me. Because I take my time to write out the kind of jobs that I want to do and the kind of jobs that I don't want to do, I don't just look for any vacancy. I go for jobs that align with what I want to do. If you have a good CV and you find yourself in a place that does not align with your passion and is contradictory to your purpose, you are going to develop a bad attitude, and before you know it, they are going to lay you up, they are going to chase you off. One philosopher once says, if you don't know where you are going, you might wind up some places else. And this is very simple. Just wake up one morning and walk up to the roadside and enter any vehicle. Don't tell the driver where you are going. Just keep going. The driver can just drop you anywhere. But it will have made a whole lot of difference. Driver, I'm moving from point A and I'm going to be dropping at point B. If the driver doesn't know the place, the driver will tell you, I don't know the place. But if you know the place, you enter the vehicle, you will know that when I get to point B, I have to drop. That is the power of direction. By the time you are not there yet and driver wants to drop, you are going to tell the driver, sorry, this is not my last bus stop. Because you know where you are going. Some of us, we are just living life without even knowing where we are going. We just wake up and follow the day without divining what we want to do per day. The job you are doing now, ask yourself, is that your dream job? And the greatest question is, have you even divined your dream job? Does it align with your passion? Are you happy doing it? To avoid being bounced around, you need to set priorities. In order for you not to be living a confused life, you must set priority. This is not an act of pride, but there are some jobs that even if they offer me 1 billion to do it, I will not do it. The kind of attitude that I will portray while doing that job will eventually cause them to send me off. Will eventually cause them to send me off the work. I've defined the kind of works that I want to do. When you have well-defined goals, you are far less likely to develop a bad attitude. The real estate firm that I work with now, when I applied to this place, I met a co-worker here who actually told me a whole lot of things about this place. And he shared some experience of some workers with me. And I take it upon myself to actually pay attention to what can actually be the source of their displeasure. And I found out that what is attitude. Many of them find themselves in a wrong firm. Many of them are not meant to be here. Many of them, they are just here because they want to get a job and just leave their room and come, just go out and go and work. That is why they apply for the job in the first place. I've spent like 3 months here, and I can tell you that I really enjoy my stay here. I'm facing the same challenges that they face, but our attitude is different. You must ask yourself, why am I here in the first place? Does this align with my purpose? If you cannot answer this, believe me, you might not be able to find happiness in that job that you want to apply for, in that job that you are doing. And if you cannot find happiness in it, one way or the other, you will start developing bad attitude. Dare to dream and then set deadline for realizing those dreams. When you are setting goals and there is no deadline to it, it's a dead goals. Okay, so I was listening to a sermon by one of my mentors, Pastor Mike Odedino, who happened to be the General Secretary for Cross River State, NCCF. He was talking about fighting for your destiny. As I was listening to the message, it struck my heart that even your destiny, though it is your destiny, you still have to fight for it. You taking the responsibility of setting who you want to be. Because if you don't take that responsibility, there are forces that surrounded you that are willingly ready to divide it for you. What do you think makes a man a drunkard? What do you think make a man a poor man? What do you think make a man a useless man in the street? It's because they've willingly traded that power, that God-given power, to plan their life, to set goals for their life, and set deadline to it. The level of your talent isn't nearly as important as the intensity of your passion. My passion was pushing me to start something, and I have to start anyhow. As a matter of fact, when I started logistics business in Ibadan City, I'm new to Ibadan. I'm just a student in Ibadan City. I don't know Ibadan. I don't know anything about Ibadan. But I was running delivery, sending things to people. Your skills is not as important as your passion. Anything you are passionate about, you can be skillful about it. That's one thing that life has taught me. Just like this YouTube now. One thing that you have to pay attention to in this video is that what? The next episode will always be better than the previous one. Why? I might not be skillful. I might not be a professional YouTuber yet. I might be new to YouTube. But because I have a passion to do this, it will always get better. There are 4 powers of subconscious mind that we must all remember. The first one is you are the architect of your destiny. Just like I said in the previous episode, that destiny is not written anywhere. You are the custodian of your destiny. Whatsoever happens to you, you take blame for it. You are the one that wake up every day to decide what your life will look like. 2, you have creative power in your life because you can visualize what you want to achieve so clearly that it becomes imprinted on the subconscious mind. Remember in the previous episode we talked about the power of visualization. You have that power to visualize what your future will look like. You have that power to visualize an idea and bring it to life. 3, you are a radiating power able to attract to yourself everything you want, providing that you are willing to pay the price. Smokers always know how to identify each other. When a smoker says a smoker, he will know that this person is a smoker. When a drunkard see a drunkard, he will know that this person is a bottle lover. And you have the power to draw to yourself things that you like, if you are willing to pay the price for it. Look into your life now. Look at the kind of people that you attract. If you decide to change today, some of these people will be wiped. Some of these people will be wiped off. And there is this principle that what like attract like. Bad attitude attract bad attitude. Bad friend attract bad friend. It's just natural law. There is nothing that is or that has been which isn't dependent on the power of the mind. Have you not read it in the Bible where two men have a dream? The first man said, I have a dream that I'm going to be rich. The second one said, I have a dream that I'm going to be poor. And according to the biblical illustration, the poor man started working hard. And the one that dreamt that he's going to be rich went into his room and started sleeping. And they asked the question that among the two, which of them will be rich? It's very obvious. That is to tell you that your destiny is in your hand. How beautiful your destiny will look like depends on how skillful you are in building it, how intentional you are in building it.